These are the very best lists that you should target on Propstream in your wholesale real estate business. What's up, everyone? Biz Matthew here. Welcome to 2025. In today's video, I'm going to share my screen with you all, and you all can follow along with me and actually market and target these very same lists I'm going to target in my real estate business in 2025. In real estate, there's seasonality. So this year, you have to look at the economy, what's happening, what is the new president going to bring along with his policies, and how is that going to affect real estate investing, and even wholesaling. And so you have to cater your list according to what's happening in the economy. And so these lists are based off of my research and just overall general knowledge on the economy and real estate investing. So if you all are interested in Propstream, please check my link down below. You get a 7 free day trial using my link. Be sure to like this video, comment if you have any questions, and be sure to subscribe for some more content around real estate investing, personal finance, and the economy as a whole. All right, so I'm right here on this website where they have different information about what's happening in the economy, especially the real estate market. Autumn, they are a good researcher or data company that has a lot of data on what's happening in the real estate market. So housing market facing greater risk of decline concentrated in California, New Jersey, Illinois, Florida. Now, these are highly populated areas, and so I expect that because usually when there's a slowdown in the real estate market, it's usually the bigger cities, the bigger states that see most of the slowdown. So but this information is still good to know because you may be in these markets and understanding that things are more expensive, it's just slowing down, and just natural disasters are affecting especially California and Florida. So you just don't know what's happening and how those markets will be. But I'm just right now just reading some headlines for you all to get a gist of what's to come in the real estate market and how I'm going to use this information to pick Propstream list. So foreclosure filings eased nationwide in November in 2024. Even though foreclosures are not at the same level as pre-pandemic levels, and a lot of people, especially on YouTube, they were saying, oh, we're going to have a bunch of foreclosures, but that hasn't happened since, right? And even with higher mortgage rates, we still don't have a ton of foreclosures happening. Whether it's just the banks just working with their clients or people are just not buying homes. I just don't know what it is, but foreclosures are not like exploding or even at the level where they used to be. So, I still think pre-foreclosures are a great list to target, but I don't know if it's going to be the best list to target in 2025. Here's another good article that I looked up. Home affordability worsens again across U.S. in fourth quarter as home prices keep climbing. So home prices are high and interest rates are high. So what does that mean? People are renting. What does that mean for you if you're wholesaling? Find houses for people specifically wanting houses to have as rentals. Because if you flip a house, first of all, they're not as affordable. People are not buying as much as they used to, so you just have this double whammy. So a lot of investors are just looking for buy and holds. So now let me drill into Propstream and just pick a random city, Atlanta, Georgia, and we're going to look up a list. Now this first list I just like because it's broad, it's general, it gets to hit a lot of sectors, and it's just like that big general list that you need every year you're working in real estate. And these are just like people who own homes for a long amount of time, and they have some equity in the property. So what we're going to do, we're going to go down here to filter, and we're just going to go down the list. So Propstream has these pre-populated lists that you can do. So for example, pre-foreclosures, you can click that. Free and clear, you can click that. Flippers, you can click that. Pre-probate. So you have a lot of good lists. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make it my own so you guys can see how to use this platform. Once again, use my link down below if you would like a trial using this. But yeah, they have a ton of information on properties, more than like Zillow, Redfin. So that's why I like this. And even if you're not investing in properties, I still think this is a great website to have. Actually, my sister got this a membership because she wanted to do more research while she was buying the house, and so if you're in that case, that may be something that you may look into. But what we're going to do, I just want to look at residential properties, so we're just going to keep it like that. And then you can do single family. We're going to do condo townhouses, and then multifamily, 2 to 4, and then duplexes. All right. And then none of that matters for me, but property condition, this is like an AI thing that they've done. So you can do like, oh, this is in disrepair. So overall property condition is an average of 4 settings below. And so I don't know how they do that, but that's their AI, the Propstream, recently, released. So if you're looking for that, that's something you can do. On market, no. So I don't want any properties that are on market. Pre-foreclosure, for skipping that. Now, owner information. Now, this is where if you just want a huge list, a big list, you can keep any. But to narrow down the list, we're going to put non-owner occupied properties that are have high equity. So this is essentially entire landlord list. So non-owner occupied, it can be vacant or it cannot be vacant. Years of ownership, I want a good amount of years, so I'm going to put, especially pre-pandemic, so I'm going to make sure it's at least 7 years. And then from there, you can do individual, corporate, mix, but a lot of corporates fall, there's people who own like maybe 4 rentals, right? And it's under LLC. Technically, they would be under corporate. So I always like to keep corporate in. But if you want to narrow down your list even more and just find that one person who just has an extra house and they get tired of it, you can put individual. But even individual, they may have multiple homes. And then last sell date, we don't need that for right now because we have years of ownership, at least 7 years. Numbers of property owned. Now, if you don't want to target a person with a ton of properties or too little properties, you can do that, right? Because there's some advantages to targeting people that they don't have a ton of properties, because usually people with a ton of properties, they get mailers all the time, they get phone calls all the time, or maybe it's a corporation and so they're not really answering phone calls. And so maybe you're trying to find that small landlord who just has an extra house that they want to sell. Or you can do the opposite where, hey, sometimes smaller landlords, this is all they have, this is their retirement, they only have 4 or 5 properties, they're not going to sell any. And then people with like 20 plus houses, yeah, they were like, yeah, I need to sell 1 house anyway, so here you go, right? So it just depends. So we're just going to leave that blank for right now. And then include unknown sell dates. You can do that if you want. And then from there, we're just going to go down. We're not putting any of that. If you really want to drill into it, you can do that. Now, estimated equity right here, I want it to be at least 70%. Yeah. And then all this other information, the mortgages information, if you want to do that. If you want a specific type of bedroom, you can always do that. So that list has around 11,000 properties. And what I would do here is I would just section it off. So if I'm cold calling, I'll just go through this list, Now, this is expensive to skip trace and to send out mailers. Essentially, to mail this out, this will be $4,500 to $5,000 to mail out a list of 11,000. So it may not work in a lot of people's budget. So that's the first list, just a big tired landlord list. The next list that we're going to do is, let's see, we're going to clear the filters. And honestly, I think pre-probate is still a good list. You can just click pre-probate right here, and it'll populate for you. I think another option that you can do to find this information, if you go to, where is it? Pre-foreclosure, bank owned, default, ownership information, absentee, owner, trust. Here it is, pre-probate. You just click include right here. But I think pre-probate is another good list to target, so that's the second list to target. And to narrow it down even more, you can do what we did, like you want to make sure there's some equity at least in a property if it's probate. So I'll put like at least 30%, and that narrows down even more. And that's a good solid list to target, around 800. All right, so the third list that we're going to target, we're just going to go try to go even more specific, because we need a very concentrated list. And so I'm just going to go through different filters and make sure you all keep up. And yeah, this is my Matt Specials list, okay? So we're going to keep residential. Now I'm going to adjust the bedrooms, because let's say I'm targeting a rental or a person with a rental property. So I want it to be a rental of like a 2-bedroom house or a 3-bedroom house. 4-bedroom, yeah, you can do it, but I want a minimum of 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms, and then a minimum of 1 bath, maximum 3 baths. All right, now building size, square foot. Now you can do that too. Let's say 500 to 2,000, right? Because you don't want a super big house. Now year built, this is another thing that I would do, because let's say your cash buyer is looking for a property that they don't need to do major upgrades, right? And so they don't want to deal with a house with old plumbing, old electrical, all of these different things. So, a lot of properties started to update, like use PEX piping, like in the, when was it, like 60s, 70s? I think that's true. And so maybe it's actually later than that. Because 60s, I have a 60s house, and it has the iron. I'm not sure, but I know that the new properties 1990 and up are pretty good. So, but I'm going to put 1980, because they're fairly new, and up. And then maximum, you can do that too, because most of the time, new houses are not going to be for sale. So I would put this like at homes built. Let's go 2019 maximum. All right. So next I'm going to do, okay, pool. You can exclude that. HOA, it doesn't matter. Garage, any. Basement, any. And then I'm going to use this Propstream intelligence. So overall property, I want a property that is a minimum of despair and a maximum of average. So however they do that, this is what they have. So 543. Now that really narrows it down. So let me just go back to, can I clear this? How can I clear this part specifically? Show apply filters. And what we're going to do right here, we're going to exit that. Boom. So we're 41,000. So no MLS. So we're going to go back to that property. And then pre-foreclosures, we want a minimum. We'll just put 7 years here. And then from here, valuation and equity, we're putting 70. Oh, 70. What? Okay, we'll just click that. All right, 10,000. There's about 10,000 there. Now, another thing that I like to do with property information, I want to look for vacant properties also. So if I go down here to owner information and occupancy, I'm going to put vacant and see how much it narrows down that list. 109. That's another specific list that you can target. And then from here, you can also go to, we're going back to here, so minimum of disrepair, average. So there's some work that needs to be done. And there's 38 properties here. So this is a special list. You can just really narrow it down, play with all the filters. Actually copy, you all can copy this list that I just did. And so just looking down what we did residential, 2 to 3 bedrooms, 1 to 3 baths, 500 to 2,000 square foot, built between these dates, exclude pool, disrepair to average property, not on an MLS, right? And if we exit this, you see how the list turns to 11,000. right? So, and then if you don't want to put that AI feature, you can go back and just put vacant properties and do that 109. All right, you all. Hope you all enjoyed this video on the top list that you should target on Propstream in 2025. If you all have any questions, please let me know. Be sure to check Propstream down below and use my link to get a 7 free day trial. All right. Hope you all have a great day.